Hi Rajat, let's start this HTML CSS Basics lesson. So if you go back to Visual Studio, I just created a folder called Video Lesson 1 and I'll create a first new file and I'll call it as index.html. Right? Now whenever you start a HTML file, you always put something called dot type .html, right? Means if the doc type is not HTML, treat this as, then you come back here, then you put HTML. Is it clear? So this is where now we are declaring that this variable, if you think that it's not HTML, but treat this file as HTML. Is it clear? Now the advantage of Visual Studio, you clearly know Visual Studio Code. We have to just write the text and the command to generate the code. Next is always I'll put lang and I'll put en, because right now I'm working on the English language, so it will help us to do a lot of work. Then you will have two elements. The one is head and the other one is the body, right? So head and body. So this is how your structure will be divided. Now the meta things we'll do all the link later, but right now in head the important stuff which we can do is that, okay, the thing what we could do is mainly the title. You can put title and you can put my portfolio website, right? And always tab it so that you know that all this comes under the head. Now if I save it and open in live server, can you see my portfolio website? That is how you can declare your title. But for the time being, we'll just go for the title. Now the next thing what we could do is that in body we'll put headers. You know, we got head 1, head 2, head 3. So I'll put h1 and I'll put the same text, okay, for the time being. Rather than putting my, I'll put Ram's portfolio website. If I save it and come back here, Ram's website. Is it clear? Now the next thing we need to understand is that, let's take if I would like to change this color of this text, okay, you could change it in front of here, this h1. I can put style, okay, and then I can put background color. This thing I'm putting CSS here, okay. Rather than creating a CSS file in a different thing, I'm putting the style inside this one line only, okay. I'll just show you the difference, okay. If you see here, can you see? This is, I can do it here directly, background style. Let's take if I just put color and save it, this is the color. So why I showed you here, because if you want to just effect only one line, you can put here only in front of this one, okay. But right now we'll remove this one, we'll leave it like this, okay. The next thing what we'll do is that I created, you know, different things like tables and all the stuff, you worked it out. First we'll see here, I'll put UL. What is UL stands for? UL is a UL in HTML, okay. There are two types of lists, okay. They are called UL tags, and if you click on here, they are called unordered lists, and the other one you have is OL, which is ordered list. Let's see the difference between ordered list and unordered list. So this is Then you need to put li. Li is the list. All these elements will go in here. Let's take, if I create home, copy, I'm just putting some portfolio and about me. So just do this one, and this is an unordered list. So if I save it and come back here, can you see you get dots? But if I select the same thing, but rather than using ordered list, if I put OL, which is ordered list, previously was unordered. If I change this to OL and save it, you can see the difference. Right now they are not interactive because we didn't link any anchor points. Okay, is it clear? So this is how lists are created, right? Is it clear? They are very important thing. So how to create list? There are two types of lists, UL and OL, unordered, ordered list. Okay, right now this is what I have. Once again, let's take, if you want to change the background color for of this UL, like we did for one thing here, what you could do is that in head also you can do, you can put here, okay, you can put here style. Can you see here? Right now in style, here you can say that in between these two lines you can say that UL. Okay, means anything in UL will be changed, and I'll put background color. Okay, and then change it to purple one, Bollywood or something else. Okay, now save it. Means what we are doing is that we are getting CSS inside the HTML file, and to work on CSS we need to put style. So if I come back here, can you see? Now here I can change this one OL. Here rather than background color, I'll just put color. Okay, let's see. And rather than using like choosing colors, we can put RGB. Okay, then 99, and green I'll put 88. It's a combination of colors. So this is what we get. But if I move here, I can, if I move my mouse cursor here, you can get this color, and then, so let's take, I want this color, it updates. So save it, and if I come back here, the same thing in here you can put font size. I can put larger, smaller, and you can get pixel. Let's take, I'll put larger. Can you see? Larger. But let's take, if I put 60 pixel, you need to put pixel. If you don't put it, it won't work. But next thing, can you see? You can't see this 1, 2, 3. You can update it here by here. Padding. I'll put 20 pixel. Save it. Now the problem is that when I put a padding, it's still not working. Can you see? So generally this padding will work in a different way. That I'll show you in next couple of more editions. Okay. So this is an OL and all the things is done. I'll remove now. I will not work on this one now. I'll just leave the style as it is only. Okay, because we are going to add a little bit more to it. Now let's take, I would like to create table. Table is like you said UL, and in UL you have to put list of elements. The same way in table we need to put a couple of elements. So first one is TR. TR stands for row. Okay, or I can say they are the headings. And in TR I put TH. TH means the title head. Let's take, I can put country, and I can put TH population. Okay, so these are the headers. for this tr, right? Then the next row, what I will do is that I'll put tr. Rather than th, I'll put td. TD stands for data. Country, I'll put China. And the next one is, it's a population. I can put population, let's take 1.5 billion. Then I can copy this one. I can put India, 1.3 billion. So if I save it and come back here, can I see? This is how we create the table. Is it clear? The same way, once again, if you want here, you can come here and I can put table. Can you see? You don't need this column. Table, I'll put background color and I'll put session. I don't know. Save it. Can you see? This table is now with the session. So that's how it's done. But generally, we don't want to create our CSS here. So we'll create a new CSS file. Okay, we'll do it gradually. So right now I'll remove this table. So you got this table? You did all these things, okay? So I'll remove this table. I'm updating it because, man, if I do start commenting on it, it goes massive pages. So let's take, I create something called, one para, and I call it as, the title of the para is called artificial. Intelligence. Okay, this para is called artificial intelligence, and the next para, what I'll do is that I'll put some information about artificial intelligence. I can come back here, artificial intelligence. I just go to this some Wikipedia stuff. Oh, here it's got it. Copy. Okay, can you see? Now I'll just, for the time being, I'll just put this in like this. Now if I save it and come back here, you get like this. Now this is going on all one line. You can always put break. You can just come here and put BR. That's it. So what happens if I save it? It breaks into clear lines. So you can put break every. So you don't need start and end for this one. It's always just break. Is it clear? Now let's take, I want to create one more, which is now one more para. This time I call this as artificial intelligence, and then I'll call machine learning. Now I'll put P and I'll go search for machine learning. Man, you can talk about different movies also, okay? Machine learning. Copy. So I'll come back here. If I save it and come back here, you get it. But we need to, if you want, you can add BR. Then I'll copy this one. Okay. Now if I save it, you should see something like this. Now here, this machine learning P and all the things we'll talk, you know how to go back into CSS and make this text bold and all that stuff. Now let's come back here. This time I'll put deep learning. Man, these are some my elements. You can put let's take football, handball, table tennis and all things. You can write some information. Okay, right now I'm just putting something where we can deep learning. Now deep learning is a simple couple of lines. Okay, then I put BR. Then if I save it, you should see something like this. Now, why I did like this? Why? What I was showing is that if I come here, let's take, there's a lot of information and it's like this. Okay, let's take, and you have to scroll down all the way and find it. Can I say? Let's assume that this is how you're seeing. You can, your screen is only this size. If you want to read like this, you have to go all the way and all things. Is it clear? I'm just putting like this so that, okay. So what we could do is that it's very simple. Okay. Here in the code, in what I can say here after the header, I'll just create an anchor. Anchor is where we link it. Okay. And we say that, okay, we'll put in quotes hyphen and put AI. Okay, we'll just put AI. Okay, I'll just put colon and then I'll type here in between. I'll explain you. Artificial intelligence. Okay, so I just created a reference and the reference is AI. Let's take, we'll go for DL. For the I'll just copy this one, and here rather than AI I'll put ML and DL. You clearly know DL stands for deep learning. That's what I am, and artificial intelligence. And here I put machine learning, and here I'll put deep learning. Okay, so I just created 3 anchor points. Okay, now what I will do is that here, okay, in this text I want, can you see in this text, what I will do is that after P I'll put anchor. Okay, I'll put A like this. Okay, anchor, and okay, now here what I will do is that, oh, I just deleted artificial intelligence. Now I'll just move it like this so that I can put here A. Here rather than putting name, sorry, reference, I'll put name. Okay, I'll put name, and then here in this brackets I'll put capital AI. Okay, so if you see here AI, I'm just putting the same name, but the only difference is that here I put ash in front of it, but here I'm just putting the name is AI. So I'll just copy this one. Here it should be ML, and here I'll put DL, because that's what we do. Now if I save it and if I come back here, can you see here I got artificial intelligence, machine learning and deep learning. If I click on machine learning, I can go to machine learning. If I come here deep learning, it will go to the deep learning. Artificial intelligence, it shows me the artificial intelligence. So that's how we can create a reference access point. Can you see? We are referencing this text with this one, right? So if you click here, it will directly go to the point where you have your artificial intelligence information. Because let's take, when you're writing a massive blog, okay, they need to be in a position to go direct to the headings. Can you see? Uh, the best example is that, let's take, if you create your Word document and if you create a content list. In content list, if you click on any one of the items, it will take you to the right page. The same way, right now, that's what we did. Is it clear? Now here, we'll play with it. Now here, I want this machine learning text, okay, in different color. But let's take in style, if I put P and I put background color. I need to type inside this starting and ending. Background color, and I'll call it as, I'll go for teal. Just so if I save it and come back here, can you see everything is still? Means if I come back to the code, anything which is P, which is paragraph, this is P, this is P, this is P, this is, everything is P. So what it is doing is that it's applying to all the code, which we don't want it. We want artificial intelligence different color. We want different color here, different color here, different color here. So how to do is that we declare a class to it. Let's take here, okay, what we could do is that we can come here. Let's take artificial intelligence. I'll put here, I'll put class, I'll call it as AI underscore class. Is it clear? So I'll just copy this one. This one, you need to give some space. So pay. This one is DL class, and this is called ML class. So here, rather than calling for P, so what I could do is that I can put dot, okay. Once again, it's better to copy this text. So if I save it, ta-da! So now here, I can come back here. I can select ML class. To access a class, you need to put dot. Okay, I'll just tab it. To access a class, you need to put tab. Now background color. Here I'll put wallet. Save it. So that's how we can access it. But once again, can you see? We'll have so much information. You don't want to do it everything in this style. It's too complicated, nah? So we'll stick with something else where we move these options into different SSS file, CSS file. So I can click here. I'll call it as style.css. So here I'm just going to cut this one. Go to CSS. I'm just pasting it here. Now save it. Save it. If I come back here, it won't work. Why? Because we need to create a relationship between this style sheet. How to do it? Not in using style. Here I'll just remove the style because I'm not going to use style. I can click on something called link. And the best part is that it directly adds us what we want, and link here, it should be style. I always style CSS. Right? So if I save it, it's working. Now I can come back to style CSS, and the next one is, we are so lazy. This should be capital D, and then background color, I don't want this one, colon, I'll put RGB. I'll move here. I'll put some value. When you put some value, then You can change it. Let's take, so I'll go for something, okay, can you see? But if you save it, you should get, this is only for this one, so I'll remove everything, I'll put like this, okay, save it. Is it clear? So that's how you can do it here. Okay, you guys know how to create a minions image and all the stuff. You can get the image. We'll talk about forms and all the things in gradual lessons, and we'll talk about the input checkboxes and all the things in the next lessons. Now we'll do a little bit more and working and editing the CSS text, right? So if you see here, we'll still work on this one only, but let's take here the background text and all the things. We have something here. So here can see this artificial intelligence. I want to make everything. I want to use a different font and all things. Okay. So how to do it? But before that, there are a couple of default things we should do. We should put star, column, and we'll put margin. Okay. We'll put 0. And the other one is padding 0. Okay, what happens is that it will perfectly fit. Can you see? It will perfectly fit, and then you can add a little bit more padding and all the things later gradually. The next one is that, let's take here this thing. Here, let's take, rather than using in index, rather than using here this artificial intelligence paragraph, we can use header, but we just leave it to the paragraph. But also in here we can say class. I can put header. I will not just put header, okay, I'll put header text, and I'm going here in P header text, because I just want to change all the header text. So save it, and if I come here, can you see class? I can put dot header class. Now here I can put a lot of things. First thing is I can put font size. Okay, I can put font size, and I'll put 60 pixel. Save it. This is too big, so I'll go for 30 pixel. Right. The next thing what we could do is that, okay, I'll just now the next one what you could do is we did font size, that's good. We can also say text align. We want to align to the center. Can you see? We're not aligning to the left, we are aligning to the center. So font size is about the font, the text is the text. Right? And you can go on doing it. Let's take here in this background color, rather than all these things, I can put here width. I'll put 500 pixel and save it. Can you see this box is created? Okay. Then let's take, rather than width, I can also say height. Height I'll put only 150 pixel. Save it. But right now you don't see much difference in this thing. Okay. Also we have something called margin. This margin is for the whole website, but this margin is only for this particular. I'll show you what is this one. Okay, and then 600 pixel. It takes two values, and if I come here, it's from the top is 100 pixel and it's starting at 11. Now let's take, if I want top, bottom, and then if I say, let's add something like this. Okay, weird, we'll go for something weird. Still it's not working. For this one we should use padding. Okay, and then if I go for padding, I can put 10 pixel. Can see the text is now gone a little bit inside. Okay, in padding also you can do top padding, bottom padding, and all the things can be done. You check it out. Right, now the next thing what we'll do is that if you see this the title, okay, which is the head text, the font size, and then I'll count color. I'll go for, let's take royal blue, and if I save it, they're royal blue. We got one more thing here. We can add a shadow to it. Okay, you can just apply text shadow. Now text shadow, it accepts 4 value. For the time being, what I'll do, I'll show you how you can edit it. I'll put 2 pixel, 2 pixel, 2 pixel, and 2 pixel. Okay, if I save it and come back here, it doesn't have it. Okay, I need to put this. This one is like color. I'll put a red color and save it. Can you see? Red color. Now you got this one. Rather than red, I'll go for, if I move here, I'll go for a little bit like this light color and save it. You can see the blood. Now here, let's take, I want the font to be stronger. Okay, you can create a stronger font. Okay, let's take font size, font family, and all the things can be done. So what we'll do is that, okay, so let's take, if I want to edit this one, I can just click here, right click, and say inspect. Can you see this is a expanded, this is artificial intelligence, and can you see the shadow here? I can change the color. Let's take this. If I double click on this one of this one, can you see the difference? So each attribute I can double click on this one and change it. See, offset this one and the blur thing. If I decrease this one, so did you understood the differences? What is this? All these things. So if I double click here, X offset, Y offset, and blur. These are the values which are there in this the shadow values. And last one is the color. Okay. So then now you know that how to put these colors. This one I still don't like it because I'll just go to the this thing. I'll come here. So if I save it, they're all like this. But can you see here we just put the padding? That's the reason we didn't get this one. So you can come back here and add the padding and save it. You should get the perfect thing. Now here you're getting some error. Can you see? Because we removed the semicolon. Okay, so that's how it should be done. And if you see, it's 150 the length because you got the text, but still you got 150. Let's take here. If for the green one, the teal one, rather than 150 if I put only 50. So what will happen? Is it clear? So did you understand why you need to properly plan your text values and other things? Okay, so this is how you can gradually make it look more beautiful and other things. So let's take this for this Ram's website. I don't like this flat like this, so this is, if I come here and if you see here, Ram's is my header. So this is my, if I go back to this CSS, my header text is here, text color. I also add background color, and this time I'll add something called sea green. But it's applying to all these headers, which I don't want this one. Okay, it should be applied not to the header text. If you come back here in your index, this is called header text. Right now we need to say header. Head. We need to access the head and my portfolio website. Okay, which is not here, which is H1. We need to access H1. So I can come back to the CSS and type. If you're accessing the just the H1 or something else, you can type H1. But if you're accessing the class, you need to put dot. I can put background color, sea green. Is it clear? So you can go on adding it. And for this one, artificial intelligence and all the things, if you see here, this, all these things, we need to give some padding for all these three things, AI and all the things. It's anchor points. If you see here, these three anchor points, I need to give some padding, top, bottom and all the things. But right now, each is anchor point and they are under H1 only. They are separate anchor points. They have nothing to do with it. So here I can put one division. Okay. Cut. Can you see? And then here I can put class. I can put link heads or link heads. If I save it, I can see I got it. Now I can go to CSS, and if you see here, it's a division. Okay, I call it as a division, and I can call it, if you go back here to CSS HTML, I call it as a link heads. So I can go to CSS. Always it's better to copy that text because it is a case sensitive dot. And I can put padding top 10 pixel. Save it. Can I see? So you can start working this one here, and then let's take font size. I can put 25 pixel. Save it. Tab it top. And also, not just going for font size and all the things, you can change the font. You can change the font by typing font family. Can I say these are all the fonts? I'll go for fantasy. So let's see what's happening. Is it clear? So that's how you can do it. Intelligence rather than font family. I'll just go for I'll put cursive. This is one of the decent, and the same thing if you come back here, if you want a gap between all these things, how to do it? Okay, we need some 1 second, Rajat. I'll come, I'll give you. Okay, let's go. I'm coming. Right, 1 second, Rajat. I'll be back in 1 minute. man. Okay, so we show there is something called letter spacing. Okay, which means you want a letter spacing between the text. There are a lot of things, man. You see here, if I come here, letter spacing, and in letter spacing I'll just put, let's take 5 pixel and save it. Let's see what happens. Can I say letter spacing? But we want letter spacing between the two. So that is, once again, you can do with the padding here. Okay, and I will try. I'll recommend you to do some test. Okay, practice it and find it out. Right, and I think let's do some last one. We'll add some background image. Okay, let's get some background image. To get a background image, what I'll do is that I'll just get something called Doom. I got my Indiana Jones. I'll just put that one. Okay, so I'll come back to my. Okay, I'll just come back here, and I got some Indiana Jones. Come on. If you check here, I will be having this one. I'll copy it and I'll go back to the folder where we are doing our work, which is HTML. So you can see, and video lesson, I just paste it here so that we can see the indie image here. In CSS, what you could do is that, okay, let's take, just put here in headers, if I want, rather than background color. Okay, if I don't want background color, if I want to put background image, I can just put the background image. Let's take wait, where it's basically, let's put it here. Okay, let's put it here because we didn't have anything. Again, background image. Okay, and here you have to use URL, and then in URL, okay, you can put /indie.jpg. Okay, save it, and if you come back here to your website, you should see it. But can you see it's repeating? But for the time being, let's see it. But let's take, if you want to give this as the whole body, okay, if you come back to your code, your whole body is here. Can you see? So I can come back to this code, rather than putting the style image here, I'll cut it here and then put here body. I paste it here and save it. You got this image. It's all over this image. Now here we can do a couple of things. Okay, what we could do, we could say I want the background image. Okay, background image should be the position. Where's the position? I don't want it to repeat, so save it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 seconds.
Oh shit. It's no repeat, man. Because when you're saying repeat, it will repeat. So it's here, and also you can say background image, and the position should be center. Background image position is center. Can you see? And the next thing is that you can always say we can size it, we can scale it. Okay, let's take background image size. Okay, background image size, I'll say, let's take cover. So if I run it, it covers the whole scene. Okay, right now, once again, if I pull this one like this, so if I click on machine learning, it will take the machine learning, artificial intelligence. Is it clear? So hope we did something, couple of good things. Okay, now I need to just reset it to back. So practice this one, and let's do some additional things and start next lesson. We'll try to work on our own website. We'll design our own website. Is it clear? Take care, Rajat, and see you on in your next lesson. Bye.